Hey guys, welcome back to Eric the Hysteric, and this is Riddle School 4. They're getting in the hallway. Dicky. Shite, dude! Ooh. Ouch! Phil's teacher, Mr. Munch, was the original architect of Riddle University. The school was built above a long pit of lava that he himself dug near an active underwater volcano. His plan to murder Phil Eggtree to forever rid him of this world succeeded. And no one cared. That's heartless, dude. Really fucking heartless. Every other student of Riddle University eventually died from car wrecks, old age, and unforeseen diseases. Each one on their deathbed whispered their final wish. Please don't let there be any more Riddle School games. Damn. Ow. Eight. Are you like skip the end button? No, no. That's a lot of John Bow. I mean, look at that. John Bow, John Bow, John Bow. I mean, just say the entire game was done by you, but no. You really wanted to go into overkill. Okay. They have that many beta testers? Wow. That's a lot of beta testers, mister. Okay, let's see what the hell happened to all these dudes. Bye-bye. Just as every book has a start and a finish, a series must have a beginning and an end. I deliberately sucked all the room for another sequel out of the series so that it too may end. What the frick, dude? Okay. Let's see, it says special features. Alright, this is going to explain what happened to every freaking person because apparently he just murdered the whole damn person for shit. Fred didn't really like school, but he thought it was wise to stay in school anyways and make the best of grades he could while not doing very much. He grew up and took many effortless occupations such as music conductor, substitute teacher, and abstract artist. One day he fell asleep face flat in a vat of paint. And guess what? Ow! Smiley had a legitimately good life. She grew up with the perfect 100s in every one of her classes and had a long-lasting career in biomedical and science. She got married to the perfect man who just happened to have a smiley face for a head just like her. They spent the rest of their lives together happily in a treehouse in a beautiful forest. Oh, screw you, Smiley! Zach was so determined not to be cold anymore that he bought a plane ticket to the tropics midway into his first year of college, right above a volcano island. The plane ran into a bad bit of turbulence, and Zach ended up crashing through a window. He fell into an erupting volcano and froze to death. Oh, I don't even know how the frick that works. Richie dropped out of high school wishing he hadn't paid so much attention to collecting stuff. He was mugged in a dark alley and woke up trapped in a smelly dumpster. Nobody ever found him. Damn. This is the screw you of life I've ever seen. Five sold t-shirts online for a living, and his talent was eventually realized by a big graphic design company. He made the mistake of asking for a slightly larger sum of money, and the company ripped him off and sued him. Five was put in jail for the next 5 years, and not once for the rest of his life did he have enough money to sue them back. Ow. 808. Where I saw him. Five's dad. He insisted on being the janitor at Riddle Elementary School. because he loved to clean so much until his son was unfairly sued by a big t-shirt designing company. He realized he would need a better paying job and ended up being a garbage boy in France. He was having so much fun that he forgot his son's existence. Ow! The janitor in Riddle School 2. The janitor was locked in his own closet in Middle School 1 day, not long before the school closed down, and he was replaced with a new one. He ate his mop, drank his dirty mop water, and nibbled on his hat as he was stuck in the darkness of his closet. The last sound he heard was the sound of a wrecking ball smashing the walls. Damn. Janitor in Riddle School 3. The janitor in Riddle School 3, he claimed he could hear a pipe from a mile away. And that was, in fact, true. His uncanny ability to hear clogged toilets earned him a television show reputation as the perfect-eared plumber. The show was canceled after 2 years because he realized nobody had ears. Furious, the janitor leapt off a bridge. Watch! Mr. Crumb. Mr. Crumb was never a very smart person. After the first Riddle School game, he learned how small of the percentage of drinkable water on the planet there was. He decided right there never to drink anything again. God, these guys are all idiots. Mrs. Capay. Miss Capay was never a very smart person. She told Mr. Krim that nearly all the world's water was drinkable, but then she realized she only drank coffee and wasn't really sure how much straight-up water was drinkable. So she went to a beach because there's a lot of water, and she drank as much as she could. Possibly could, the end. Ow, these people are dumbasses. Mrs. Green once drank 99 cups of coffee. On the 100th cup, she died of a caffeine overdose. Her least favorite thing was cleaning up after cows. Teacher in Riddle School 1. The teacher once screamed at a school student so loudly that the walls of the room she was in collapsed around her. Nobody knew what to put on her tombstone because nobody knew her name. Hey, Mr. Oboe. Mr. Oboe was getting ready to sit down one night at a school play about knights and horses. He was told before the show to hold up... Oh, guys, see, this is not going to end well. Show to hold a sword, which was one of the props. It wasn't a real sword, but ironically, he still died from it because the sword was made of an allergy medicine, and Mr. Oboe was highly allergic to death. Greg Sleep. Greg Sleep was asleep for 18 years of the 20 years of his life. One day he woke up and realized how much he aged. After panicking, he decided to move on. He got a driver's license and was on his way to the grocery store and had a fatal wreck sleeping at the wheel. Like, what the hell, man? Miss Sleep. She once got married and had a son named Greg. Eventually, she died sleepwalking off a cliff. Frick, dude! Mr. Sum. Mr. Sum was a math teacher for his entire life. He was gardening on the roof of a building and was suddenly mugged by a bear who ate him 30 minutes. What the Okay then, well, moving on. Mr. Soggy. Mr. Soggy couldn't find his glasses, so he went on his way to get new glasses. He got in a fatal car wreck because he couldn't see. Mr. Reed was reading a comic book in the Riddle School High School library. He was reading the words, "Sticks and bones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," when he got a nasty paper cut and lost every inch of blood in his body. Frick, dude. Miss Flask. Miss Flask invented a flying chair and discovered there's no air in space. Was the science teacher. Didn't she know this? At least I think she was a science teacher. Miss Count, monkey hater. Miss Count was bored at home and decided to look for games on the internet. She found a game called Riddle School 3, which she proceeded to beat twice in a row. Not long after, she was put in an asylum for whispering wildly something about a monkey doll curse. Mr. Adverb. Mr. Adverb was very tired of people taking one look at her and thinking she was a guy. She was? Didn't. So she went berserk and set fire to a shoe store. She stole a small boat and sailed away from all civilization, never to be seen again. Mr. Moose's. Mr. Moose's was at a bank, and a bank robbery suddenly took place. The robber told her to get down the ground. She said the ground was awfully dirty and it wouldn't be good for her new dress. She was shot multiple times and her dress was ruined. God! I cannot even say his name. Mr. Shesh? Frickin' screw it, I can't say it. Former principal of Riddle School was put in prison of life because he had physically beat a student's head in. Damn, dude. Mr. Counselor of Riddle's Middle School was robbed of all his possessions unexpectedly 7 weeks after the event of Mr. noticed he didn't have a house. How the hell did you get a job? He died of starvation right after that because he also didn't apparently know he had no food. Oh, come on! Mr. Potato discovered the magic of video games right before Riddle School 3. He did nothing but play video games long after Riddle School 3. He died happily right after beating a game called Riddle School 3. 6 feet under, he's still holding his favorite video game controller. Now, damn it, that's a true video gamer. Took his controller with him to death. Joe didn't make it to college. His grades were terrible. He thought to himself, I wonder what gasoline tastes like. Oh god, this is going to end horribly. His will started that he wanted to be cremated after his death. But his friends didn't know that his stomach was still full of gasoline and it doesn't mix well with fire. Diz, supposedly a foreign exchange student, Diz popped up into Riddle University a single time. After that, was as if he completely disappeared from existence. Chubby Munch stopped eating right after Riddle School 4 for the rest of his life simply because he got so big his cheeks covered up too much of his mouth for him to eat anything else. He lived his entire century after he had stopped eating because of his metabolism. It is rumored Earth's most devastating earthquakes were caused by Chubby struggling to move. Oh god. Miss Munch loved to serve food, but she felt like she served her son Chubby too much and she didn't know what to do. She discussed her internal struggle with her husband, Mr. Munch, and said she should have just given Chubby all the food to him. She soon realized she had a terrible husband and divorced him, feeding her son more than ever. Oh god. Mr. Munch, devastated by his wife's decision of divorce, started devising a plan to take the life of every one of her friends and acquaintances. He realized he didn't know much about his former wife as he thought he did. The only person he could remember her talking to is a kid named Phil Eggtree. He killed Phil and later died by overeating. Phil Eggtree. The picture. Phil only went to college because he figured he had to be better than elementary, middle, and high school. He went to the newly built Riddle University because it was local, it was cheap, and he didn't have any particular plans for the rest of his life. So it wouldn't matter what class he took. At first he thought Riddle School was just like the other three he escaped from. Just when he considered trying to make his fourth escape, he found it was completely different. Least favorite thing, falling into lava pits. Odd. Alright guys, well apparently the guy who made this ended it here. These were the facts about each characters and their lives of what the hell happened to them. And that's the end of the game. There isn't any more. There's going to be other ones he did, but not any more of this one. So guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!